The 93rd book that I completed in 2023 is the Collected Poems by Galway Kinnell. And this is a collection of his work that was printed after he passed away in 2014. His wife and daughter and assistant worked together to make this happen, and it is the definitive collection of his work. They did not just simply take his previous books and compile them together in this collection. He had made changes in readings. He had made changes with notes to to many of the poems, and they included those changes to the poems. So these are the sort of the Galway Kinnell approved editions of his poetry. Now, Galway Kinnell is my favorite poet. I came into this book giving it an A plus, so it's an A plus. I took about 15 hours to read it, but it's poetry, so I kind of read it like prose. I read it pretty fast. This book could take 30 hours to read if you read it correctly, or if you read it like T.S. Eliot read his poetry, it could take 45 hours to read. But it really is a special collection. There's a biographical note in the back. There's some explanations of some of the decisions that his wife and daughter and assistant made in the back of the book as well. But it goes, through his life. Even includes some poems that he wrote that went uncollected, but published mostly in the New Yorker toward the end of his life. They did not include some poems that he had written at the beginning of his life, kind of prior to being a professional poet, because he had disavowed those poems and did not like them. So they did not feel that they were worthy of being collected in this book. If you like poetry, I think Galway Kinnell is a fantastic poet. He's my favorite poet. He might be my favorite author. I'm very biased, of course, but then again, he did win the Pulitzer Prize and the National Book Award, so I haven't chosen some obscure poet. This is a great book, and I am really, really glad that I read it cover to cover.